2024 sucked. There, I said it. Let's talk about it. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of last year was an absolute blur for me. It's actually to a point where I had to go back to some of my planners and actually read back on stuff like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's what I did that month. Way earlier last year, I focused a lot more on streaming. At that time, I was kind of trying to do a combination of Twitch and TikTok, which didn't really seem to be very helpful. For those who don't know, it is incredibly hard to grow on Twitch for a variety of reasons, but mostly because there isn't really a discoverable algorithm sort of thing like we have here on YouTube. On Twitch, it's all about, who might, end up scrolling past the whole who's live now thing, but unless you're live 24/7, no one's really going to find you that well. I've been streaming on Twitch for a few years now, nothing super crazy, but it's just been a massive struggle for me, and that's why I was trying to do TikTok as well to see if maybe that will help. It didn't really end up helping, I don't really think, in the long run. It's just the amount of time it was taking me to try to get all these hours in and try to plan ahead on all these live streams. It just wasn't really helpful, and I was getting incredibly stressed and just burnt out. On top of this, I have been dealing with some severe mental health issues on top of my own actual, physical health issues that just was not really getting any better. Both of which that has kind of followed me all the way to the end of last year, and I've been actively trying to make steps to better my health overall. So after a lot of this heavy streaming time I was doing, I went along with that for a while until spring came and we were dealt with a very serious medical issue with our boy Dexter. Basically, from there all the way mostly through the entire summer, we were back and forth with different vet offices to try to get different tests done for him, only for him to basically completely fall apart very, very quickly. Nothing we did helped him, and that did major damage to me. Between trying to fight for Dexter's life and when we eventually lost him, I hit a massive roadblock to everything. It's as if time itself kind of stayed still for me. But I knew I had to try to reevaluate everything in my life and take a step back of, I need to do something. I also need to figure out what that something is that is going to at least be a bit enjoyable for me and not make me feel so incredibly pressured. This was around the time when I decided to go back into my animation studies because I really do enjoy animation. And with the loss of Dexter, if you guys remember from this video, is where I wrote a poem about him crossing the rainbow bridge to a better place where he's no longer in pain and he can be happy. Writing for me has been a long, very long history where I have had very high highs and very low lows. And unfortunately, the last very bad low I had essentially caused me to quit altogether for a few years. The details of all that I might get into a separate video, but right now I just kind of want to focus on what happened after that. Most of towards the end of summer, early fall was a major blur for me. It was just kind of one thing after another. And then around my birthday came, and I could go into a whole thing as to why I really hate my birthday, but birthdays just are too hard for me now, in very, very short summary. Around that time, I mostly focused on doing more animatics, more animations to share with all of you on here. The holidays overall for me just weren't great. You could hear more about that in this video, why the holidays are just kind of too much, and it's a lot deeper than maybe a lot of people initially think. So, what does that mean for 2025? First and foremost, I really think that streaming does just need to basically permanently take a back burner for me, in the sense that it's not going to be a major focus going forward. My main plans are to focus more on YouTube and creating content for this platform. While this channel is not very old in the grand scheme of things, I have been on YouTube for many, many years, practically when it first started. I really do love this platform. I love so many of the creators on it. And while I know this YouTube now is not the YouTube of old, we will say, I still think there's still a lot of good opportunities on this platform and a lot of people that we can still connect on things that we just don't see in any other platforms. So that's why I really want to share my creative projects on here and maybe even some stories of my life and my life experiences. I'm not going to pretend I have the answers to everything, but I really hope that maybe something I experienced or something that I've had to go through might actually be helpful to other people out there. Someone who might not have someone that can relate to them, someone they can talk to. A Disney animator, a true veteran of the craft, Aaron Blaise has this particular quote, "Bring beauty back into the world." And to me, that just really spoke to me when I first heard him said it last year. And that's what I want to do. I want to put some good out there as best I can. And while I'm not someone who really believes in the whole New Year's resolution thing, I do believe it is important to have healthy goals. And this is one of my goals. I want to be able to reach out to all of you, share my work, share my experiences, and hopefully help someone out there. 2025 is going to be a much bigger year for this channel. So, let me know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see from me or just in general if you have any questions. And while you're down there, let me know if you have any New Year resolutions or goals you're hoping to meet. Let's follow that mantra of putting some beauty back into the world. I wish you all a fabulous 2025. I hope you meet all your goals and take care of yourselves. Thank you all so much for watching. If you found this content entertaining, consider hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel as it helps me grow on this platform. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good day.